Hello viewers and welcome to Info Gist TV. Nigerian government approves Air Peace two other airlines as official carriers for Hajj 2024. The federal government has approved Air Peace, Flynas and Max Air as the official carriers for the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. The government also approved Cargo Zeal Technologies Limited, NACO Aviance and Kuala Investment Limited as the official cargo companies for the exercise. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria disclosed this on Friday in a statement by its Assistant Director of the Public Affairs in the person of Fatima Usara. The federal government of Nigeria, under the leadership of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has officially granted approval to three distinguished airlines to serve as exclusive carriers for the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. They are Air Peace Limited, Flynas and Max Air. Also approved are three other air cargo companies that will freight pilgrims' excess luggages. They are Cargo Zeal Technology Limited, NACO Aviance and Kuala Investment Limited, the statement read. According to the statement, Air Peace will lift passengers from Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross Rivers, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Enugu, FCT, Imo, Kwara, Ondo, and Rivers State. Flynas is to lift pilgrims from Borno, Lagos, Osun, Ogun, Niger, Sokoto, Kebbi, Yobe, and Zamfara states. Furthermore, Max Air will be responsible for moving pilgrims from Bauchi, Benue, Kano, Katsina, Kogi, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Oyo, Taraba, Kaduna Armed Forces, Gombe, Jigawa, and Plateau states. Nikon stated that the allocation of pilgrims to the airlines was in line with the subsisting Bilateral Air Service Agreement (BASA) between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia on airlift of pilgrims under government quota. However, state governments may choose to designate any of the approved freight companies to convey their pilgrims' excess luggage. Should any of the states enter such exclusive arrangement, the decision should be communicated to the Commission accordingly. Nikon also said that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, will on the 7th of January lead a delegation from NACON to sign the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. In another development, the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tugar, is set to lead a delegation from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, to partake in the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage on the 7th of January 2024. Recall that Saudi Arabia authorities cancelled the visa of all the 264 passengers airlifted by Nigeria's major carrier, Air Peace, on arrival at the countries from Kano. They insisted that the airline should return them to Nigeria. The flight took off from Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, via the Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, on Sunday night and arrived in Saudi Arabia's major city, Jeddah, without issues. However, on landing, the Saudi Arabian authorities announced that the passengers' visas were cancelled. A source who pleaded anonymity told reporters that all the passengers and the airline personnel were shocked at the cancellation of the visas because During check, the passengers went through the advanced passengers pre-screening system apps, which was also monitored by the Saudi Arabian authorities before the flight left Nigeria. The source also wondered whether what happened was a strategy to discourage the airline from operating to the destination, because since it started the operation, it has been recording a high load factor, and even the flight expected to leave to Jeddah was already fully booked. Now, when the Nigerian ambassador waited in, Saudi authorities were said to have reduced the number of passengers that will be returned to 170 from 264. The Saudi airline, also operating directly from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia, and since Air Peace started flight service to the Middle East nation at relatively lower fares, it has been receiving high patronage, and as a Nigerian carrier, it helped to conserve foreign exchange for the country. A source from the Nigerian embassy in Jeddah said that even the Saudi immigration personnel said they did not know who cancelled the visas, but they were cancelled when the airline was already airborne to Jeddah. And according to source, the airline was exonerated in all this, as the apps, which is to leave between both countries, would have screened out any valid visa and each passenger. The system accepted all affected passengers and passed them on. Those deported were 177 passengers, and Air Peace has already left with them back to Nigeria. They are on their way to Nigeria now. This is the source also saying. That was then. Meanwhile, stakeholders in the sector have attributed the development to Aeropolitics, stating that it is a way to force the Nigerian operator out of the route unless the government intervenes, adopting the principle of reciprocity. According to industry experts and the chief executive officer, Centurion Aviation Security and Safety Consult, Nigeria, Group Captain John Ojikotu, the action of Saudis is aeropolitics and diplomacy. He also requested that the Minister of Foreign Affairs should step in immediately and intervene in the case. He said that what happened showed why it is important for the Nigerian government to stand strongly with any Nigerian carrier designated to operate international designations. Ojikotu said that Nigerians should designate Nigerian airlines approved to operate out of the country as a flag carrier, noting that the United States has no national carrier, but all airlines are supported by the government and are designated as flag carriers. The actions of the Saudi authorities is shocking. There is geopolitics there, and there is also diplomacy. There is the need for the Nigerian government to stand firmly with Nigerian carriers and also designate them as flag carriers so that the other countries will know that they represent Nigeria. Government must also come out and intervene. The government must be behind Air Peace now to ensure that it is not denied its right as contained in the Bilateral Air Service Agreement (BASA) between the two countries. The Minister of Foreign Affairs must not keep quiet. Nigerian must not keep quiet. Ideally, the government is expected to stand behind any of the country's airlines that is designated to fly overseas, Ojikotu stated.